Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Access. My name's Dave, and I'm joined today by Holly.
Hello, everyone.
And Holly, you're with me today because you've been to play Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus.
Yeah, I have.
Is that right? Did you know what you were getting yourself into?
No, I did not. No, I mean we played the beginning level, which you're seeing now at E3.
Right.
Which is cool, but this time we got to play this bit and a little bit more, which was nice.
Okay.
But when we arrived, the PR was like, "So, it's not the final game." And the balancing's a bit off. So you should probably just pick the easiest, difficulty setting.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, bruv. Like, I'll pick one above it.
I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, I was like, look, there's like there's like 5, I think. And I was like, well, I'll go one below the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like,
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, can't go wrong. No, I went wrong.
Oh,
like a lot.
Really?
And I haven't edited this video. And while we're doing this video, we're going to discover how many of my epic fails have been left in.
How much editing has Dan had to do?
God bless him, but probably quite a lot.
Now, did you play much of the first game at all?
I did actually. So the original, well, I say the original Wolfenstein, but the Wolfenstein that came out on PS4 it was kind of at the beginning of PS4's life cycle.
Yeah, the New Order.
Genuinely don't think enough people played it.
No, I got to be honest. It was. It's weird to say because it's Wolfenstein, which is sort of a massive franchise. It felt a little bit like a sort of sleeper hit in a way. Like
it was.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was very critically acclaimed, and if you haven't played it, you must go back and play it. Do you know, Holly? Like, do you feel like from what little you've played of the New Colossus that you needed to play the first game in order to understand the second, or can you jump in and does it lead on very much from the first one?
Yes and no. Like you can literally just get straight into the action. It explains why you're in a wheelchair. Really quite quickly. The game's got a good idea of why you are where you are.
Can I just stop you and say, oh my God, yes, you're in a wheelchair. Like I was not taking this on board.
Yeah, I'm completely in a wheelchair at the moment because we've woken up from a coma basically after the end of New Order, and now my U-boat is being invaded, and I'm trying to...
You're on a U-boat?
I'm trying to get to all my friends, but I can only do this via the wheelchair.
This is excellent. And, I mean, this is sort of... Well, just standard Wolfenstein, actually. This sort of madness. I love that he's just wielding, just a weapon in one hand. He's got to pop it in his lap occasionally, apparently, to maybe go a bit faster or something.
It's amazing.
It's great. It's such a cool idea. Because, of course, Wolfenstein, you can dual wield, but not whilst you're in a wheelchair, I guess. Well, not if you want to move around whilst you're in a wheelchair, anyway.
And we'll do some dual wielding, I think, later on as well, so you get to see it. So this is kind of the new part we got to play. We obviously... we were introduced a bit more to the story when we were in the wheelchair section, and now we're a little bit further along. And we're obviously feeling much better, as you can tell, because we're walking around. But this is currently, we're in America. So you obviously see now the Germans have taken over because this is an alternative universe where the Nazis won.
Yes.
And it's basically setting up the story of what we're doing. In that container that I'm carrying, I'm dressed as a fireman, but there is a little nuke.
Oh.
FYI.
Sort of the opposite of a fireman,
yeah,
really.
Basically. But I thought this whole bit was just so well done. Wolfenstein, for as much as it's a crazy shooter, does tell stories quite well.
Yeah, I thought the storytelling was brilliant, actually. I thought the voice acting in the first game was brilliant. The characters are all so well sort of fleshed out and brilliantly interesting. And let's not forget, Wolfenstein made by Bethesda.
Yep.
We've also made a little game called Fallout. So this
a little game.
This sort of
a little indie. You might have heard of it.
Yeah, you might have heard of it. You maybe have picked it up. So I guess what I was just trying to say is they've got a lot of experience in this kind of America. Like this sort of alternate 50s style America. Because I just thought that section looked amazing.
Oh, the whole thing is, and God bless Dan, I think it is Dan who's done the edit, has done a really good job of cutting around too much of the story so I don't spoil it for you. But I am now inside one of the facilities. I'm in Area 52.
Okay, the next one up.
Yeah, the next one
Brilliant,
up.
from the famous one.
And obviously this is where I want to plant my nuke. So I tried to go a little bit stealthy. So when I started this level, I was able to modify the gun so that it's got a suppressor.
Okay.
Because I was hoping to be like, gonna go in, so stealth.
Yeah.
Which I then realised I'm playing Wolfenstein, so, good luck, Holly. But I started off quite well.
I think you could. I think actually, I was sort of impressed with the first game that they did let you do a bit of stealth, and there were sort of rewards for that. But to be honest, I just find whenever I try and do anything stealthily, it works for the first sort of 3 guys. Then it goes wrong, and then it's just like I'm going loud now, and yeah, I'm dual wielding 2 shotguns.
Yeah. So you just saw me bring the wheel up there. So when you bring the wheel up on the left, you're then able to bring the wheel up on the right, and then select what you're holding in your. Sorry, in the right. Yeah, you bring the wheel up on the right, and then you bring it up on the left. And then you can select what you're holding in both hands. Because I'm playing stealth on this bit, I have just carried on with the pistol. But don't worry, I screw this up royally quite soon. Oh, look, here I am.
We've missed that bit. You could have just told us this was your plan all along. It's like, at this point, I wanted to go loud.
I don't know why, and maybe because I always play, like, Titan classes and stuff like that. But, God, I love a good melee attack.
It's brutal, isn't it, as well? It's really, really quite visceral, the combat in Wolfenstein. There's no pulled punches. And just like, look at the sort of fire effects coming off those weapons. That's Wolfenstein's great because they have loads of fun. With it being an alternate universe, there's loads of fun with, like, taking the ideas, the sort of crazy mad science ideas from World War II and just like
I just run with it,
like just taking them forwards and thinking what would happen if those guys had kept making weapons and kept developing that idea further and further. What was that just attacked you? Just a giant mechanical Nazi.
Yeah, basically. And there's also these certain robots that are really, really, really quick, and it just ends up with me like doing the whole spray and pray technique, which just didn't work. Now, I can't tell you how many times I died on this section, but apparently we've omitted a lot of that. But yeah, you meant to come up here, and I got up here quite sneaky, and then I alerted people, and then it was just like, oh Lord, it's like I've just ruined it all.
Yeah.
But I did complete it eventually, and we got onto the rocket train.
Yes.
Because all trains should be rocket powered. Pop
nice. Love that. You love seeing the old helmet ping off. That's what it's all about.
Well, I'll get it now. In my head, I'm going, there's no way you can one-shot this bloke. He's massive. I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, I'll try anyway, because, why not? A few more shots, but he's down. I mean, how long were you playing Wolfenstein for?
In total, I played about 90 minutes.
I just think, like, it just speaks a lot about the game that we've seen so many different sort of kinds of gameplay and, like, environments already. I mean, you started on a U-boat in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You were in sort of 1950s diner America, then in a secret base, and now on a rocket train. Like, I just think that's sort of Wolfenstein summed up. It's crazy
with a shotty
and exciting, and just like a fantastic movie that you get to play through with, like, just incredible shooting mechanics, like crazy weapons and dual wielding and all kinds of stuff.
It's just so satisfying.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know why you were on a rocket train or where you were heading?
Yeah, I'm heading deeper into the base, basically.
Right,
Like,
okay.
I know that's what I was doing. I'm heading deeper. I need to plant the nuke in the correct place, basically. So I'm going to do it by going by this train. But the best bit about trains, obviously, is small corridors and that Holly gets a shotgun.
That was super cool there. It looked like you, when you hit that guy in the back, it sort of opened a canister on his back of fuel.
Yeah, it
which
did.
kind of like left a little trail. I feel like you could have lit that and destroyed him a different way.
Yeah, now it is strange. There's a lot of ways to play it. So when you are exploring the levels, despite Wolfenstein being just a really cool shooter, it does give you like different paths and ways to play. And yeah, I died a couple of times doing something. I was like, right, come on, I need to find another route in or another route out, and it's there. You just have to little look. Even when you're on the train, you can take the top, middle, or the bottom sort of route to get where you want to be.
I mean,
mate.
You look at Doom as well. It's sort of similar. Like, it's amazing how Bethesda have updated a classic game for the modern age, but it still feels like similar. Like, I love that there are big glowing pickups, like shiny health.
Yeah.
Just like medikits just dotted around, and you pick up ammo and stuff like that as well. Which I think a lot of modern games have kind of done away with, or they've tried to be more clever about it. And Wolfenstein's just like, no, this is our past, and it sort of really just works really, really well. It's kind of nostalgic. Now we're dual wielding. Yes, look at these bad boys.
I'm not gonna lie, the dual wielding was kind of scary at first. Cause I was just like, how do I control 2 guns?
Yeah.
mainly because I was having so much fun with the shotgun, and then I got off the train and realised large open spaces, however much Holly wants to, she can't really use a shotgun.
Yeah.
But even this bit, so I first played this bit, and obviously you can see in the top, it's got calling reinforcements. That's because the commandant for this section is aware that I'm here.
Yes.
So that means I'm going to continuously have waves of enemies. So actually, when I played this, after a couple of times, I found like a little vent, and I crawled through that, and that just meant I was sort of circumnavigating a large wave of enemies, and that just meant I could get where I wanted to be. In fact, you might even see it in this edit. But yeah, it just meant I just stopped going forward and just found another route.
Yeah, that's like sort of what we're getting at, I guess, isn't it? It's sort of Wolfenstein just being deeper than you might think. It's not just a sort of running around shooty game, although it can be like that if you want. But yeah, like in the first game, and I'm assuming it's sort of a similar or the same mechanic. If you went into an area, there'd be like a higher ranking officer, and if you could take him out, then you could go loud and not worry about any reinforcements coming. But if you get spotted before you've taken out that character, then he can sound an alarm, and as you say, like, you can just get into all kinds of hot water with lots of reinforcements coming. And it's just like, you don't have to play it like that way. Maybe you want to just shoot loads and loads of guys, in which case you're not really bothered. But if you want, you can have some fun sort of maybe scoping out an area a little bit, or stealthing your way through it a little bit and trying to get that officer, so that you don't have to face these hordes of enemies.
Yeah, so like you can see now that the little circle saying broadcasting alarm's got 58, 59 written in it. That is how far I am from the person who is broadcasting.
Right.
So it just gives you an idea of like, get them, find them, take them out.
Oh, that was massive.
Yeah, no, that was me being a bit of a muppet and firing a grenade too close to my feet. That is what it is.
I see you've paired a grenade launcher with a sort of machine gun.
Yeah, happy families.
I like that. Like an excellent sommelier. That's like a fine wine. Might I suggest the grenade launcher with your machine gun?
Machine gun.
Oh yes, I think that good choice, madam. Fantastic choice. I think you're going to find this guy.
No.
Oh, dogs. I forgot about the dogs.
Bad doggo.
Vicious. Bad doggos.
Bad doggos.
Oh, I don't often hear you say that.
That's a bad doggo, Brent.
It was, but I guess,
I love the melee
that was particularly bad. Man, these guys are really imposing, aren't they? They're so big.
But the way they move and stagger is just, I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
go on.
No, I was saying this bit now is like one of the biggest waves, and it's just before sort of a final boss. So, again, wonderful editing, because I died quite a lot.
Yes. I'm loving these robots, by the way.
They're horrible.
Do they sound roboty? Have they got some good robot sounds?
Quick.
Like the dogs.
Oh, I hate small, quick things in games. It's always the worst enemies. They're always the small, quick ones.
This environment is absolutely fantastic, by the way. Okay, it looks like we might be getting somewhere here.
Yeah, no, I was quite proud of myself. In the end, I was like, mate, just leg it to where the bomb is and see what happens. So that's exactly what I did.
It's not your little fireman's bomb?
No,
right, we've moved on.
We took it out, and then a friend gave us a backpack.
Right.
Because that made more sense than carrying a fire extinguisher.
I think it does. Yeah,
I couldn't have dual wielded otherwise, and that would have been not fun.
So hopefully we're going to get to see the boss. Right, I'm excited about this. Is the boss coming up? Yeah. Did it go well with the boss? I'm guessing from that sound.
It went away.
Wow.
It went away.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have completely just wasted all of my grenades on like mobs and ads. But here I am.
Yeah.
With just my machine guns.
Again, Wolfenstein, like that old school sort of thing where it gives you, just before this fight would have given you loads of rockets and things. Like, hint, hint, there's a boss coming.
Well, I got a few, and I was like, right, because the ads were grouped, I was like, I'm going to use that to take out as many of the ads as possible, because they're clearly going to cause me the biggest issue.
Look at this guy, and it suddenly strikes me that this guy is massive, and the game is called New Colossus. So I don't know what the New Colossus is. Do you?
I know a little bit, but I'm aware that we've already given away a little bit of story because of where we are in the game, and I've had to say a few things. I don't want to be a complete ass
that's fair enough.
Tell you everything.
We can leave it. We can leave it alone. It just suddenly struck me that Colossus means big thing, and that guy's big. So I wonder if there are more in this game. But it's incredibly just like, hello.
That was a
You've
little
got him
edit. Cheeky edit. Cheeky
Everything went
edit.
fine. Is this a second?
Um,
Or was it the same one?
No, this is another go. To which point, this is about my 5th go. I said, "Mate, leg it to the door."
Yes, and that worked really, really well. Pro tip: you can completely
I
circumnavigate.
don't know if that's going to be in the final game. But
Yeah.
the PR looked at me and was like, "Look, just run to the door."
Yeah.
Because what people don't realise is I went to play Wolfenstein in the morning, and actually when I finished Wolfenstein, I went straight to Capcom to go capture Street Fighter for the Street Fighter video that went live probably a week and a bit ago now when this video goes live. I was like, when you're playing, you're like, God, I'm on my 5th attempt at this boss, and I'm like, I've really got to go, mate.
It's like we've actually got another group coming in.
Yeah.
So
He was like, look, just run.
I'll just give you a tip. No. Bad science, man.
Bad science.
You've been doing some bad science. Wow. Oh my god. I just love this. I love the fantasy of it. It's so cool. It's so over the top, and sort of scary. And bad robot. Oh,
Bad
you
robot.
had no idea.
Everything's bad.
This is great. Is this some sort of like launch facility? It looks like.
It is. So basically, that's kind of what we're now doing.
Are those UFOs? I mean, they're not UFOs, but they're styled on them.
It's sort
The
of
traditional UFO look.
It gives you some idea of why we're in Area 52 as you're playing.
Right. And that's a sort of futuristic motorbike. I'm loving all of this.
It's so ridiculous. Wolfenstein as a game is like, if you haven't played New Order, please play it, because it's an insane, brutal shooter that is just ridiculous fun to play.
Yeah, it is.
But also has a really good story and even characters that you get to really feel for, which
it's
in a brutal shooter is quite rare.
It's strange. It's sort of funny and kind of hard hitting and interesting. And there's loads and loads to say about the New Order, and I'm sure it's going to be the same case with the new Colossus. So thank you very much for playing, Holly. I think you did brilliantly well, and Dan,
it's very sweet.
Dan,
did
you
a
also
better
did
edit.
brilliantly well. So congratulations on that. Thank you for watching. Please do comment to let us know what you're looking forward to about the new Colossus, and we will see you next time on PlayStation Access.